Okay, so hopefully this is a lot better. It usually is. Try as I might to get away from using my laptop or these live events, I have to use my laptop, and it's so limiting because I have to just sit here in this spot. So let me know if you can hear me okay, if you can see me okay. I was having some serious technical difficulties, but I wanted to do about abundance and what does abundance mean to you? Do you feel it in life? And what do you think is blocking you? And we all have the answers, even if sometimes it's not very clear. And that's why I had to start to go within. And then I also use tarot to kind of get clear about things that I wanted to do and manifest. But I have been on the manifesting train for a long time. So it sometimes comes natural for me while others have to work at it. And it's understandably so. I mean, there's always areas of us to be better at having more positive thoughts cycling in our head and being able to release and let go of things that are no longer serving us. We all could benefit from that. So yeah, so that's where we're going with it. I've got my little vagabond bag, Oracle and Tarot. We can maybe throw some cards, hit some questions. I've got some book recommendations, some podcast recommendations, and I just want to talk about abundance, but it's like this big, massive word, right? And then we break it down into what does it mean to you? I know what it wasn't for me, like in 2008, 2007, when the economy tanked. I was at a low point. I lost a lot of money in a townhome that I had purchased in 2006. I live in California, so we were hit really hard during the economic downturn. I worked at a job where I felt like I was stifled and it was very stressful. And so I was like, man, is this what my life is going to be like? Is this what this it? I was a claims adjuster, and I still work in the insurance industry, and I'm grateful for that. But a job at times, and a lot of people were not leaving their jobs because there were no jobs to be going to. So you just felt stuck. So I basically had to lose everything to start to rebuild. So I have a good understanding about what it is to not have things and what it is to create an abundant life, and not just abundance in wealth, but in friendships and health, in making sure, yeah, your bills are paid. That's nice. Making sure you have a home, making sure, you are fed and nourished and you can be creative, all of that good stuff. You don't have to be millionaires to have an abundant life. So yeah, that's what I wanted to chat about. And what are challenges? I know I have my own challenges. I'm not perfect at it by any stretch. It's just something that I've been studying since about 2008 when I hit a wall in my life. I was like, there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more. So fortunately, moments for all my tarot friends, you know what that means. I had a lot of tower moments between 2009, 10, 11, from 2009 to 2016, it was boom, boom, boom. But it led me to a very beautiful life. So I'm not going to complain, but it was scary. I won't lie. So yeah. So I'm just going to kind of talk about some of the decks that I first started kind of playing with abundance. But let me be clear about something. Now, I've been all about law of attraction and what I like to call the new thought, which is not really new, but it's you attract by what's going on in your mind. And, if you've got a lot of negative talk going on, a lot of negative energies, a lot of no, no, no's, blocks, you're not going to manifest what you're trying to get. So I have been understanding that since I was like 12 years old. And so maybe that's because I lived in Northern California and I'm just around that kind of environment all the time. My teacher in 6th grade taught us about being mindful. Like, she actually, after recess, I lived in an inner city, Oakland, California town. And it was a lot of crime during that time. It was in the 80s when there was like crack cocaine, like causing a lot of like gun violence. It was crazy and scary. And some of these kids that I went to school with did not have two parents in the home. They had parents who were either on drugs or they were, drug dealers, or one parent who was just working nonstop. So this teacher said, after recess each day, we would do affirmations. First, we would meditate and just do guided meditations. And then she would have us do I am statements. It would be like, I am, to say, and we would do these boards. And I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know that's what she was teaching us. But here I am today, like remembering it and just going, whenever I had hard times, going back to those moments that we would do the guided meditation. So when I was in my low point in 2008, like, oh my gosh, this can't be it. I remembered that, and I went to Amazon probably, and I found this this lady called Summer McStravick, and I'm sure some of you have heard. She has a program called Flow Dreaming, and the rest is history for me. Like, I just like everything like that had to do with like your mind and what what you're attracting and what you are emitting and is what you're receiving. And are you in a receptive place, but are you doing enough action? And what is, co-creating with spirit and like manifesting, all of that stuff. I just ate up. She had this program. Oh, I have my book right here. So it came with a CD. This is Flow Dreaming. Shout out to her, because this changed my life. I started doing vision boards, and I might have to slip away and get my vision board later, but yeah, I'll show you guys, because a lot of everything on that original vision board that I made in 2008 has manifested, not in the expected ways, but every single thing. And it's a lot of stuff on there. It's a trip. I sometimes can't even believe it. But it was, I did say to the universe, I don't care how you get me there, just I'll go along for the ride. And it's been a ride. So yeah, it's Flow Dreaming. And it says a radical new technique for manifesting anything you want. Now, I'm sure she now has a MP3 versus a CD with the book, but it's basically like guided meditation, but she doesn't like to call it that, but it's like that. But she has different focused areas where it's like, okay, you want to manifest attracting a new career, or you want to manifest attracting a new home, or a successful move, or new, like health. Like, I had a pulmonary embolism in 2013. That's a blood clot to the lung, to my left lung. And that was another tower almost death moment. And, and so I listened to some of her Flow Dreaming exercises, and I downloaded those, and it just helped me get back to health and stuff. So yeah. So anyways, that's that. I'm just sipping on it's not a Moscow Mule. It's just actually my copper mug, just a little blood orange tangerine ale. So yeah, so when I was getting ready to, short sold the house. That was in 2006. So I got to a very low point where I lost almost not all of the value of the house, but like I don't know, damn near like all of it. So in 2011, I was able to short sell it. And some people will be like, oh my gosh, this thing you short sold, or like, it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Hold on to something that's not working for me? That was one of my biggest lessons of having to learn to let go in order for the bigger and the greater to come in. I mean, that's just what it was. So it had to happen. So I didn't think I was going to buy a property again after that, because that's kind of, it can be a little traumatic. It wasn't, actually, it was a really smooth process. Hardly affected my credit like I thought it would, which was a blessing. But that was because I just kept paying the mortgage until the bank told me not to. And then that was it. And I had to say, hand over the keys, and that was it. I went back to renting. But it was all right, because sometimes that's just what has to happen. But I was like, I'm never going to buy a house again. I'm never going through that. And then, of course, things change. 2016 comes along, and rent is more expensive than mortgages at that point. It's like, oh my gosh, well, that doesn't make any sense. So I was like, well, I'm just going to consider buying a home. More about that later. But this little deck here, this is just the basic little Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. That's it, just basic. Let's see. But this deck guided me through another home purchase in 2016. And each time I would do a reading for myself with this deck, the home, I'm trying to find it, the home card would come up. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, of course, it's right here. This one. This one would come up every time I do a reading, when I would ask for guidance on, should I start looking for a new home? Then this card would come up, and I was like, oh, okay. Should I go ahead and contact a mortgage company? Like, okay, yes. And so I would get this constantly. I didn't start receiving this card until I actually closed on the purchase. And then this card never came up with my goddess readings again. I mean, every now and then, like if it's something to do with home, but rare like it was. So I thought that was interesting. And that kind of hooked me to Oracle, because I was like, oh my gosh, it's like kind of chilly. Sorry. I have to turn down my music. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm like looking at this laptop, trying to figure out the chat. I'm going to see if I can. There we go. So anyways. So yeah, highs and lows. An abundance to me, after going through a stressful job, I end up manifesting a much kinder, gentler position at the company I work for. And I loved that position. And it was a beautiful transition. But I would not have been able to do that had I stayed in a negative place about where I currently was, which was I was stressed out, not feeling successful in my old job there. And then I had to do a lot of reprogramming of my mind. And so I did a lot of reading books. I started going to a spiritual center for spiritual awareness. And that's like my spirit is the Reverend George is there. It's just amazing. Which is formerly known as religious science of mind. Not to be confused with, I always have to say that. So that's So if you ever like Google it and look it up, like Wikipedia or whatever, then you'll see kind of it also kind of embodies like about law of attraction. And really a lot of the spiritual texts speak about, your thoughts, things in the image of God, which means that you are a creator. And so you are co-creating with spirit, and you really can have anything and everything at your fingertips. So I am going to shuffle. Now, one of the decks that I use for people who are business owners or who are career minded is the Sacred Creators. I wanted to also show you guys some more books that I read along the way, because a lot of people think that, oh, she, how does she buy all those decks all the time? Well, I just choose to spend my money on it. I'm now trying to limit that. But it's because I do work. I do actually have a full-time job. It's not like, rolling in the dough. This is just what I choose to spend my disposable income on, is decks. What can I say? Let's see. So I am going to look at, this was Ask, Believe, and Receive. 7 days to increase wealth, better relationships, and the life you love, even when it seems impossible. So I love this book. And it was like a crash course in trying to get clear about what it is that you want from your life, and taking a moment to invest in that. You really, some people are like, they want to complain, as opposed to doing something about it. So either you do something, even if it's just taking a moment to meditate about what it is, or dream or envision, or spend like 20 seconds envisioning what it is that you want out of life. But if you don't even know what you want, how can you receive it? How can spirit or the universe send it to you? And so when I do readings for people, I'm looking for the blockages. What is the blockages? And then how can you overcome those blockages? And what is it that you really want to manifest? So many people don't know what they want to manifest. And that's okay. Several years ago, what I wanted to do, but now it's a journey, and it's a fun journey. Yeah, there's been scary moments, but that's what we signed up for when we decided to come to have this human experience, right? I would say that's what we signed up for. Did we sign up to have an easygoing life? Some people did. I didn't, apparently. And that's okay. I don't need to have an easygoing life. It can be wild and fancy free and all of that good stuff. So I am just kind of looking at my little notepad. Let's see. So sometimes there are specific oracles that you can use that just really hit it home about talking about that abundance, like that overall. When I say abundance, I'm not really talking just about money. I'm really talking about well-being. Maybe I should say aspect of it. So there's some decks that really just, that's what I only use for my life purpose readings. But there are some decks that I kind of use for both love and then life purpose. I go through which is for attracting with that first. Now, surprisingly enough, it's some of my Hay House decks that I like. This, I like to say an oldie, because I don't always come to it. Use more independent decks. But this one's the pro cards that deal with attracting abundance, whether you're in an abundance energy field or not. So that's that. And then the White Rabbit Oracle also has a lot of cards that address, the whole holistic part of your life, the money, the home, the purpose, the passion, the love, all of that. So again, when I talk to people about, they're like, I don't know what's going to make me happy. Well, I can't tell you that in a reading. Like, I could, sure, but isn't it fun to kind of that part of it, find that out yourself? For me, it is. See, look, I have this big old bag of, thanks, Hilda. I have this wonderful bag that I travel from upstairs to downstairs. So we're just going to pull out some of my decks. And where's my White Rabbit? Oh, my Lord. Where are you, White Rabbit? In this deep abyss. Listen to this. Okay. Here we go. Now, obtained what it is that they were seeking, all the glory, all, the peace and serenity. Because again, I don't know about you, but I like an abundance of peace. That it doesn't necessarily have a monetary value, but it certainly on my soul has a value, right? So I love how, hold on, let me go back. I love how she's just kind of sitting, chilling there, just Zen-like. And she's like, look at those pearls. Like she's got it going on. What can I say? And then we have an abundance card. I like that word, clearly. Okay, so butterflies. Perhaps at one point this person didn't have abundance and now she's transformed into someone who does. She's now being able to sit back and harvest and collect all that it is that she has created, co-created. Empowerment. Are you empowered? Are you not? Is something taking it? Well, you give away your power. Nothing can take away your power. So, are you empowered to live your most abundant life? So I love this deck for the, kind of closing the readings with leaving the querent with some kind of concrete guidance. Here's enchantment. And here's takeoff. And then, of course, a little appreciation goes a long way. And then my other favorite word, manifest. Okay. going with that deck, but you catch my drift. So. And what I like to do is sometimes take decks and, like I said, kind of multi-use them. So I was only using this particular deck in my private reading for myself, but I recently started using it for readings for others. And I use it for like either love, relationship readings, or life purpose readings, or abundance readings, because the power of surrender cards, I don't know, it's kind of trippy that it would even be applicable to any of those situations. It's not necessarily my art style or even my what I call surrender procrastination. Am I procrastinating writing my book? Yes. And so this card, I have received this card a couple of times. That is kind of blocking my procrastination is blocking my blessing, if you will. So I love how that message can come in a reading, and I can give that guidance to people. So, surrender to inner peace. You're not going to be able to manifest anything if there's a lot of turmoil constantly going on. Your emotions high one day, low the next. In readings, we can see that energy going on. So at some point, you have to get kind of even keeled, relax, so that you can focus on what you need to focus on. They have like surrender to your full power. Okay, pertaining to relationships, but this could be an unhealthy work relationship. And we all know folks who are in unhealthy work relationships that need to let it go. Surrender to passion. What stirs your soul? I always say that to people. I say it to myself, like, you got to always know that, because your passion is what leads you to what you would want to do all the time that wouldn't feel like work. When you hear that, when you hear like famous or rich people say that, I think I'm starting to finally get it. I think I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Because it won't feel like work. Yes. So, for those who pray, meditate, I do affirmative prayer. So surrender to prayer. I always add affirmative prayer before that. So, and then of course, or again, surprisingly enough, another Doreen Virtue, she has one that's I use in conjunction with this one. But this is the Angels of Abundance. And I need the whole little, always Doreen Virtue. That's her life. I don't have to be a part of her journey with her, leaving tarot and everything behind. That's her journey. And it's not mine. Her decks with them. So, Angels of Abundance. Now, again, what I like about this particular deck is, I guess she did it with her son, so I can kind of feel maybe his energy into the guidebook. But I like that she and he touched upon not just the money aspects of abundance, but all sorts of abundance. We have moonlighting. I'm a moonlighting tarot reader. One day hoping to be a full-time tarot reader. Deservingness. A lot of us have to work on that. Focus on your priorities. And so this book, or this deck, excuse me, comes with the little guide or the keywords, message, and then guidebook. So it's got a lot going on, and you don't even necessarily even have to go to even here, because you can. Now, am I seeing anything really from a picture of an angel? No, I never have. I don't even really resonate with angel energy per se, but that's just me. I can look at this the keywords with the reading and be like, okay, focus on your priorities. Let's get clear about those. What are they? Do you even know what your priorities are? Let's, delve into that. But pictures of angels, not doing it for me. Face your financial fears. How many of us need to do that, right? I dip in and out of that. Sometimes I'm cool with my fears on money and attracting money. And then sometimes it's like, oh, gotta work on that. Take a divinely guided chance. So, declutter. I'm not going to go through all of these because I could go unless, you want me to, but we don't need to. But again, it's nice to get to people or have people start thinking about that, even if just like a quick closing in a reading, because they sometimes, we all forget our power. We all forget our co-creative power that we have. And that's unfortunate, It's really unfortunate. And sometimes we'll be in the throes of either no money or a traumatic experience going on, or even like a breakup where you have to split up homes or whatever the case may be. And you're so focused on like right here, like the situation, and you can't see like actually this unfolding is for your greater and higher good. But it's hard to see that when you're like right in the midst. So you still have to have compassion for yourself while you're in the throes of going through those moments, those kind of shadowy kind of moments. But I'm here to tell you that if you just believe and keep every now and then just focusing on it, even just looking at your goals periodically, throwing some cards, if you do tarot oracle about your goals, just kind of checking in, seeing where you're at, you're going to do it. And just also take divinely guided steps, but you have to have inner peace to be able to hear those messages from, your intuitive higher self. That's just what I know. So, or what my experience is. You can share what your experience is with it, because for some people, I don't know what it's like. Honestly, I don't know what it's like. I just know like my journey and how I'm doing. Sometimes I can quickly manifest something like, it'll be like, I'll be thinking about it. And the next thing you know, it's like, ding dong. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that. And then sometimes it's like, this is taking a long time. Is this even something I'm going to even have? Is this even going to happen? So it's kind of hard, be a mere mortal. So yeah. And then I promised myself I wasn't going to buy any more decks. Like, okay, we all make these kind of little promises. But then I got the Oracle of Mystical Moments, which also is a great deck for those life purpose, also abundance, like attracting abundance kind of readings. And I was surprised by that. It's so cute. I did a video, I just haven't put it up yet, but it's so cute, you guys. I love the art style. I have like a little crush on it. I don't even know. And I'm sorry, this is my laptop camera. It's not the best. So all is connected, right? Totally one of my messages that I would go for. And look at this, Night Ride. This is one of my favorites. My home is my castle. Oh, look at that. Queen Bee. Now, the problem with this deck, though, is that because some of the keywords and the images, it's very whimsical. You can probably get some intuitive hits, but you probably have to read the guidebook for a little bit if you're not trying to use the guidebook during a reading. It says Sleeping Beauty's Dream. Abracadabra. And my dear friend. And sometimes you get some help with your friends on your path. So yeah. Love that little deck. And here's a little guide, but this is US Games. So I'm sure you guys are starting to see reviews on it. And I am going to upload mine. I just haven't edited it yet. I don't know why, but it is so cute. US Games. Oh, look at the size. And then I promise I won't digress again. Look at the size, though. This is much easier to handle than, say, well, they're vintage wisdom, for example. Okay, like, and it's just like tarot size and feel like, oh gosh. Sorry, guys. I digress. So, yeah. So, I don't even know if the comment section is working. I don't even know. I'm just saying hello out there. Any thoughts about abundance? Should we throw some cards? Should we have a little fun with that? Because I feel like throwing cards. I feel like seeing what we can do. Is there blockages? I mean, love can be an abundance thing for people. I have an abundance of love in my life. Friends love, romantic love, kids, parents. So that was like first and foremost. But then, now I'm trying to build up the other stuff and the other parts of my life, So we could throw cards and see what's happening and what could be lifted, because I just got a little time here. I need to plug up my laptop before I lose you guys. That would not be cool, because let me tell you. Okay. So yeah, so hit me up with some questions. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of keep going. So some other suggestions that I have that you guys probably may already know about is like, there's like a plethora of podcasts out there that like Summer McStravick, she does have a podcast called Flow Dreaming. And then there's, if you check out my abundantlifeinitiative.com website or blog, I have something that's constantly talking about podcasts and the suggested ones, because these people who, like, I guess they're like gurus, they're just giving of their knowledge and time and freely. And so I just would listen to it on my way to work, on my way home, at work, and with one earbud, because my job allows that. So I just constantly investing in that. And so I can't stress that enough, that people have to invest a little bit in what they're listening to. Now, do I still watch a little trash television? Well, it's something I'm struggling with. But I do read from time to time, so there you go. Look, a retreat. So yeah, I want to be able to throw some cards for you guys. If you want, you can type your question and I'll do a reading. But if not, what I'll do is I'll probably just wrap up soon. It's 8:12 Pacific time. So yeah, abundance can be something that, again, like I said, health and wealth and love. And isn't that usually the three big things anyway that people would want readings from mediums or from psychics or from tarot readers, is about those, like love, love, love. Am I on the right path? How can I attract more abundance? Blah, blah, blah. So it behooves people to now start to invest a little bit more into getting clear about what it is that they want. And sometimes what you wanted like 5 years ago is not necessarily something that's you. And so you have to get keen with your, or listen to your intuition on if it's something you need to pursue or something you may need to let go, or see if it can transform into something else. So yeah. I will do like a reading, just like a general one for everyone, for all of us. Let's see. Spirit, can you give us a card that represents for all those who will watch, for myself, on how we can attract more abundance? Okay. Unlimited ideas. This card is inviting us to recognize that really the sky is the limit. And a lot of times we set so many limitations on our dreams, or we are always chasing security, understandably so. I mean, who wants to like be struggling to be paycheck to paycheck? But it's all in how you look at it, right? I don't know. The card says your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is to take divinely guided action to allow those ideas to come to fruition. So again, it just kind of ties into what I'm trying to say, which is if you are a writer, take a piece of paper, loose leaf paper, and write out unlimited ideas that you have. You'd be so surprised by what your beautiful mind has to offer. If you are a visual person, create a vision board or draw something out. And if you're audio, I use like my voice recorder on my cell phone. And each day to and from work, I'm talking about ideas and different things I want to explore. So unlimited ideas, you have to start to get clear so the universe can be able to get everything that you want. You wouldn't be receiving these ideas if they could not come true, if they could not be here in the physical plane. Just saying. So I love that. Unlimited ideas. Another card. So, anyways, guys, thank you so, so much for watching. This was just a quick little abundance video, and much love, many blessings, and I'll see you all in the next video.